Is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network. Come out the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good morning, everybody. My name is Ron Juggett. Welcome to the program for the 7th day of January 2020, the second time around. No, we have the last of our 3 games this week. It'll be the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals from Royal Stadium in Independence. It'll be Bud Black going against Jack Morris. So if you're a Jack Morris fan, you got both his first 2 starts of the year today. The Royals start off 1-2. The Blue Jays took 2 out of 3. And, Toronto wanted Kansas City. They needed Kansas City, but there ain't no way they were ever going to love Kansas City. So don't be sad, Canada, because 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The Tigers took 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Indians, and so they are 2-1. So on this Saturday afternoon, a beautiful 64-degree day in Independence, Missouri. Clear skies, calm winds, perfect for VFR flying conditions, wink wink. The Tigers and the Royals, who met last year in the American League Championship Series, resume acquaintances on this beautiful day on April 13th, 1985. So that's a setup for you. 3 games next week. Our last regular season football game of the year is Sunday, or the season rather. It's too early to say it's the last one of the year. It'll be the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams for the NFC Western Division Championship. So with all that said, let's get to it. Baseball on a snowy Friday here in the Great Northeast. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 85. Today, from Royal Stadium in Independence, Missouri, it is the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, not all one place, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so, it'll be Bud Black on the hill for Kansas City, 10-15 on the real year. And as soon as, there we go, Black got the lone win. He was the opening day pitcher for the Royals. He's 28 years old, a fastball pitcher at 88, and a standard pitcher. So in that win against Toronto, 5 2/3 innings, 100 pitches, 5 hits, a run it was earned. He didn't give up any homers. He walked 3 and struck out 4. 28 years old, a fastball pitcher at 88, and does not favor the ground ball nor the fly ball, which may or may not be beneficial here at the ballpark. This ballpark. How you doing, John? Good morning. The rest of his 85 numbers: 205 2/3 innings, 10-15 the record with an earned run average of 433. 216 hits, 17 homers, 59 walks, and 122 strikeouts. Tom Brookins will lead off for the Tigers at third base. Alan Trammell will bat second at short. Kirk Gibson in right field will bat third. This is the Tigers' road opener. Tribe fan, how are you? Lance Parrish is the DH for this one. He'll bat fourth. Larry Herndon in left will go fifth. Chet Lemon will bat sixth and play center field. Barbaro Garbe at first will bat seventh. Castillo behind the plate goes eighth. And Chris Patero, as Matt corrected me on the pronunciation of that, he must have pictures of Sparky Anderson in a compromising position, maybe using some Grecian formula or something like that, because he is in the lineup and not Lou Whitaker. Kirk Gibson is the only lefty to face the lefty Black. Here are how the Royals set up defensively. Darryl Motley is a 3 and a 4 and left. Willie Wilson is an 8 and an 8 in center, and Pat Sheridan is a 5 and a 5 in right. George Brett a 7 at third. Onyx Concepcion, Dave Letterman will never make fun of him. He's an 8 at short. Frank White is an 8 at second. Steve Balboni a 5 at first. Jim Sundberg an 8 and a 9 behind the plate. And Black is a 4 on the mound with a .900 fielding percentage. As we said, there is not a breath of wind here at the ballpark. 64 degrees, clear skies. Tom Brookins is not batted yet in 85 in the replay, so his real-life numbers, 237, 7 homers, 6 triples, and 47 RBI. This one will start with a fly ball to left. Motley going away back there, and as soon as you can say Anbasal, it's 1-0 Tigers. So a leadoff homer. Who does Tom Brookins think he is? Ricky Henderson? Brookins has waited 3 games to do this. Right down the line and left, and all Motley could do was turn and watch it go. Yep, the waterfalls are flowing nicely. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That's our tip of the day. And the turf at 64 is a manageable temperature. Destiny's Child. That's who I was trying to think of. That's their safety tip of the day. Alan Trammell is 3 for 10 on the year. That's 300 with 3 RBI. Trammell drops one down. Sundberg throws to White covering, and Allen is out. So Sparky sparking it up already. 1 out for Gibby. Kirk at 250. Oh, TLC, not Destiny's Child for Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. See, I'm used to the Weird Al version of Don't Go Chasing Horny Calls. Stick to the 7 digits numbers you're used to. Yes, it wasn't, yes, TLC. And now you have a good idea of just how old I am that I don't know my 90s girl groups. Black's pitch to Gibson as we get out of this one. Into center field. Back goes Willie Wilson, and he'll make the catch. 2 out. So here's Lance Parrish. Lance off to a hot start. 364. 4 for 11. 2 homers against the Indians with 4 RBI and 2 runs scored. Yes. They're reminding me it is TLC. Oh, I gotta go find that one. Weird Al also did Party in the CIA as a parody of Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. I like that song from Miley Cyrus, by the way. But yes, Weird Al's going to be in Burlington sometime this winter, which means I'm not buying tickets because there's no guarantee I could get there. Pitch to Parrish is a line drive center field. Wilson scurries and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, the solo shot from Brookins to start the ball game. Half an inning in the books. It's the Tigers 1. Here come the Royals. So John Jack Morris, 30 years old. I think Miley's a little young for me to be watching on New Year's Eve. Just saying that. Jack is 30, fastball pitcher at 92, and a ground ball pitcher. In his opening day loss to Cleveland, he threw 122 pitches, 7 innings, 8 hits, gave up 3 of the 4 runs. Only 2 were earned. He walked 4 and struck out 2. We'll see. Ratings, not many people did. What channel was carrying Miley? Here's a lineup that Morris will face. The one Pete Davidson. Yeah, I saw that Pete Davidson was on one of those. He's dating a Kardashian. He got dumped by Ariana Grande. And now we're into Fortnite stream territory here. Now he's dating a Kardashian. NBC, not sports. Yeah, then I probably wasn't watching it. Anyway, here's a lineup for Kansas City. A bunch of middle-aged men talking about who Pete Davidson is shagging. We've really come to an all-new low, folks. Willie Wilson leads off for the Royals in center field. Pat Sheridan in right will bat second. George Brett will play third and bat third. George Orta cleans up. He's the DH. Steve Balboni is at first. He'll bat fifth. Darryl Motley in left to go sixth. Frank White at second will bat seventh. Jim Sundberg behind the plate goes eighth. Onyx Concepcion will bat ninth at short. Bud Black threw 15 pitches in his half of the first. Wow. I've always wondered if Tim and Todd B were the same person. And when you make puns like that, at least your love child won't be a compass direction. Yes. That's a good one. Larry Herndon is an 8 and a 4 and left as we quickly try to scamper back to baseball here. Chet Lemon is a 7 and a 4 in center. Kirk Gibson is a 4 and a 5 in right. Tom Brookins is a 5 at third. Alan Trammell an 8 at short. Chris Patero a 2 at second. Again, Lou Whitaker wants to know what pictures Chris has on Sparky Anderson. Barbero Garbe platooning with Darrell Evans is a 2 at first. Castillo behind the plate is an 8 and a 4. And Morris is a 5 on the mound with a fielding percentage of .926. I'm reminded, as Willie Wilson steps up 4 for 13 at .308, of a college football game. Wilson swings, ground ball to short. Trammell throws it over to first. Late stages of a Saturday night ESPN special. ESPN, CFA game. And it's Mike Patrick and Todd Blackledge in the booth. And in deadpan seriousness, in the critical stages of whatever it is, Mike turns to Todd, this is all on YouTube, and says, "Do you wonder what Britney Spears is doing with her life?" Now, we can get off the rails here. This isn't a serious, it's a fake game, for crying out loud, and we're here to have a good time. But for the couple million people watching on ESPN that night, you had to wonder, did Mike's medication not come in that day? What a time to be talking about a game going off the rails. Pat Sheridan, as we get back on the track, is 2 for 10, 200 with 2 RBI. He's struck out 3 times, and he'll strike out again as he swings and misses on the Morris fastball, 2 out. Here's Brett. George has doubled twice on the young season, 2 for 8, and he's driven in 2. Brett into right center field. Lemon going back. He squeezes the glove and juices that for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors for the Royals. I can't believe now the chat goes quiet. After 1, no score. So that'll bring up Herndon. Larry Herndon, Chet Lemon, and Barbero Garbe. Larry, 1 for 10 on the year, has struck out 4 times. Herndon draws a walk. And the real year, Black actually has pretty good control. He walked 59 and 205 and 2/3. Lemon off to a sour start, if you will. 1 for 9. 3 runs scored. It's a long season, folks. We got plenty of puns. Pitch to Chet. Struck him out. A 1-2 curve in there at the knees. 1 out. What they're going to do, ESPN in their infinite non-wisdom, has decided to make their flagship baseball broadcast more about ESPN. So the main crew has dumped Buster Olney. Garbe, by the way, 0 for 1, 257, 6 homers, and 29 RBI. They're dumping Buster Olney. And I don't really know who their sideline reporter is. So it's going to be Carl Ravitch, who keeps falling upwards as a play-by-play guy. David Cohn, who I really don't have much of an opinion on. And Eduardo Perez, who I think is one of the brightest minds in baseball. Barbero Garbe. Yep, a great name for sure. And so for 8 Yankee/ESPN games, they're going to have the alternate broadcast with Michael Kay and A-Rod. Pitch to Garbe. Here's a liner to center field. Wilson runs over, makes the catch. And that's an out. So 2 out. Yeah, I'd pay for a Buster Only Ken Rosenthal podcast. I might resub to The Athletic if that was the case. I've chatted with Buster a couple times. There are very few people I hold in the media in awe. Buster is one of those people. I could talk with him for hours. I'm sure he does not feel the same way about me. Marty Castillo is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Marty, the backup for Parrish. 2 out. Runner on first is Herndon. 1-0 Tigers top the second. And he draws the walk, so for Black, he can't find the Black. He's finding the dirt instead. That's a second walk. So here is Chris Patero. Chris is 4 for 8. So whenever those pictures of Sparky using Grecian formula, they've worked so far. He has singled 4 times and driven in a run. Yep, the Times bought The Athletic for $500 million. Or $50 million less than what Fanatics paid for Topps. At least the baseball cards that I can't afford to buy anymore will stay with the Topps name. That's a good thing. Pitch to Patero. Runners on first and second, and Black got him. A 1-2 at the belt, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 2 on. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Tigers. I dropped Buster Olney's name. Yes, I did. Buster's from Woodstock, Vermont, by the way. It'll be Orta, Balboni, and Motley to face Morris here in the second. Orta, 6 for 13, 3 doubles, and 3 RBI. When I covered the Nationals for Fansided, we're going to try to stretch this story out as long as I can. Morris has pitched to Orta. Struck him out. He got him on the Black on a 2-2 fastball. Brings up Balboni, 364, a homer, and 2 RBI. If they had kind of a back-end deal, ESPN did, with Fansided, that if your team was on Sunday Night Baseball, or the team you covered, you'd get to interview an ESPN personality. Now, my dear friend Ricky Keeler, make sure the story ends before the inning. Okay, we're just going to see if Balboni can work his way on here. Steve at 364, a homer and 2 RBI. And there's a ground ball to Patero, so now I have to tell the story. 2 out. And so I forget who Ricky got. But he did well enough with someone in interview. And so when Ricky and I became co-editors of that site, they'd offer, if the Nationals were on Sunday Night Baseball, they offered us somebody. And twice in my tenure as the co-editor of District on Deck, they offered me Buster Olney. The only other there's some other people, obviously, I would have got gaga for it. Vin Scully, without question. Motley is at 091, 1 for 11. He's got a single and an RBI, and I think the story will continue. Tim Kirkshin, I've interviewed. Pitch to Motley. Struck him out. Morris is not interested in my stories, by the way. A 1-2 change ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third. 1-0 Tigers. So top of the lineup for Detroit here in the third. Brookins, Trammell, and Gibson. Brookins led off the game with a home run. Opening 9 for Black. 37 pitches, 2 innings, 1 hit, the home run to Tom Brookins. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. I will say that Kirkshin was as boilerplate as you could be. It was a fine interview. Nothing against the guy. I'm sure what these people do is just talk to people all day. And the name Ron Zuckett meant as much to Tim Kirkshin as the dude at the ESPN affiliate in Walla Walla. But Olney and I hit it off. And both times I talked to Buster, I couldn't get the recording right. But whatever you talked to Buster about, he always gave a thoughtful answer for. I mean, the main question was that particular year, it was, would Bryce Harper re-sign with the Nationals? And those of you who are Philadelphia Philly fans know the answer to that. And so we talked about that. Could Dusty Baker win a Game 5? You know what the Nationals' issues were. But he always gave... there are certain people I know if you'd run into, maybe even George Hendrick, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that you come away with a bad taste in your mouth after you've had that interaction for. Buster Olney exceeded my expectations, and he's one of those people, and you know you're an adult. You're not a kid. You're not 14, 15 years old. But like, damn, dude, I would love just to sit behind you one day and watch what the hell you do. And that's my Buster Olney story. His cousin, my favorite cousin grew up in Woodstock, Vermont. Buster grew up in Woodstock, Vermont, and Buster's, a relative of Buster's, is in charge of garbage removal in Woodstock, Vermont. So we had a great conversation. How you doing, Buckshot Kid? Doing well, thanks. There, we finished that story. Pitch to Brookins. Got him. So an 0-2, swung on and missed, and there's one out. Alan Trammell's 0 for 1. Tigers are 2-1. The Royals are 1-2. Walked him. So he's struck out 3 and walked 3. Oh, I'd still, no, maybe not today, sit behind Victoria Principal. After what she did to Andy Gibb, you know. On our Fortnite stream later, we'll talk about that. Here's Gibby. Gibby's 0 for 1. Trammell on first, 1 out, top the third. Gibson swings, popped up. White should get it. That's a rainmaker. And White will grab it, 2 out for Lance Parrish, who's 0 for 1. Pitch to Parrish in the left center. Wilson rides the Schwinn, and that will retire the side. So the Tigers go quietly, which makes it difficult to tell stories after 2.5, 1-0 Tigers. So it'll be White, Sundberg, and Concepcion to face Morris here in the third. Frank, not a great start, 2 for 11 this opening week, a double and an RBI. Morris starts the inning with a strikeout, an 0-2, down and away, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. My last ESPN story regarding the Sunday Night Baseball, I had great contact at ESPN. It's always wonderful. I forget his name. I had the chance at some point in the middle of the summer. He must have been filling in for whatever the crew, whoever was working with Shulman at that point. I never got the chance to talk to Dan. With Eduardo Perez. Sundberg is 4 for 10, by the way, with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Pitch to Jim. That hit him. So that wasn't on purpose because that's the first base runner for the Royals. Hit him in the ribs. And Perez and I chased after Eduardo Perez for hours. To the point where, because they only give you 10 minutes. To the point where I'm emailing back and forth my contact in Bristol. And it turns out it was a day of the funeral of the Spanish play-by-play guy for the Florida Marlins. He'd been doing baseball in Cuba and South Florida forever, and I can't remember his name. But Eduardo was at the funeral. And who does Eduardo Perez sit next to? His father, Tony. Onyx is 2 for 10, by the way. Runner on first. Pitch from Morris. And Concepcion gets hit. And now there's some words being exchanged. Concepcion goes out there and says a few words. And he is gone. So I don't know what it was. The first one was an accident. And Castillo is gone. So Concepcion and Castillo go at it. Because the Tigers have used Parrish as their DH, they don't want to lose a DH, so they move Tom Brookins behind the plate. He's a 3 and a 6. And Darrell Evans, who was a good third baseman in the 70s, comes in the game to play third. He's a 2. I need a base runner. And wouldn't you know it, Buddy Biancalana has come in to run. So, how dare the game interrupt my story? So the pitch got up high on Concepcion. Concepcion pointed the bat towards Morris. Marty Castillo, what's he got to lose? Gets a hold of Concepcion, said a few words that might be along the line of maldito, and Concepcion and Castillo kind of shoved gloves in each other's faces, and so they stepped in before Mills Lane, the home plate umpire, said, "Look, I'm here to do baseball, not boxing. You're gone and you're gone," and Morris has been warned. I don't know if that goes back to the ALCS last year or what. So here's Wilson. He's 0 for 1. Morris is opening 9, 2 1/3 innings. Hasn't allowed a hit, but he's plunked 2 people. So Sundberg on second, Biancalana, the pinch runner, on first. Pitch to Wilson. There's a ground ball base hit. That's going to get past Gibby. Sundberg will do what? Gibby runs to get it. He's got it. Sundberg will score. Biancalana turns to score. But the throw goes to third. Wilson has afterburners, and he's safe. So the first hit of the ball game really hurts the Tigers, as it's a 2-run triple from Willie Wilson. So to go back to the storyline from a couple innings ago, don't go chasing waterfalls. The more you know. So both the runners that Morris hit come around to score. Here's Sheridan. He struck out his first time up. Wilson on third. Sheridan punches this one into left field. Herndon will pick it up. 3-0 Kansas City. And then I'll bring up Brett. Brett George is 0 for 1. Feels kind of anticlimactic now to go back to the Eduardo Perez story. But we will. So after 3 or 4 hours of chasing around Perez to do this 10-minute hit, that, here's the guy mourning a family friend. And so by the time I get a hold of Eduardo Perez, he's pretty much sitting in his truck. He's dropped off his dad, just happens to be Tony Perez, and he and I have one of the best 20-minute chats I ever had. It was so obvious that Perez is brilliant. And why in the world, unless he doesn't want to travel, that Eduardo Perez isn't sitting in a dugout as a manager is completely beyond me. You're kind of miffed. Pitch to Brett is a chopper to Patero. Chris goes to first, and Brett is retired. Sheridan moves to second, 2 out. For Orta, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And so you're kind of miffed. You don't really know. And he apologized, and he said where he was. And then you feel bad about being upset. And again, that's just one of those ones. Why don't you sound like this on ESPN? There. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Pitch to Orta. Sheridan on second. Struck him out. So 1-2. Swung on and missed. 3 runs for the Royals on 2 hits, batsmen, and an ejection and no errors. We go to the 4th, 3-1 Kansas City. Pianca is at 8 at short. He stays in the game, and he will bat 9th. Yeah, I think he was a final choice for the Mets. I really wish the Nats would have looked at him. Although Davey Martinez ended up winning a World Series. The other one I wish that is deserving of a major league job is Hensley Bam Bam Eulens. Herndon walked his first time up. It'll be Herndon, Lemon, and Garbe here in the 4th. Larry swings into right. Sheridan comes in for the out. Well, here are the standings. These are current. Everything's been played today. The Dodgers have won 3 straight. The Cubs start off right where they left off. They're in first place. They're 4-0. Texas in first place in the AL West. And the Red Sox are 4-0. Now, the Yankees have started out 0-4. And because that division expects to be close, those losses probably sting more than normal. But if my memory serves me correctly, didn't they start off 2-5 with Yogi Berra, and he got fired? So that's a look at where we are in the standings. Lemon struck out his first time up. Black deals, and there's a fly ball to left. Motley will make the catch. 2 out. Yeah. And the sad thing about the Berra-Steinbrenner feud was it took, 20 years for them to reconcile. I mean, Yogi Berra was the best PR tool that baseball ever had. And certainly that the Yankees could have used. Here's Garbe. He's 0 for 1. Got him. So Black has struck out 4. He swings and misses. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3-1 KC. So Balboni, Motley, and White. Steve is 0 for 1. Foul back behind the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Struck him out. That's 6 for Morris. He swung on and missed a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 out for Motley, who struck out his first time up. I know, we do a lot of stories, but hey, it's baseball. Pitch to Motley. There's a ground ball that's going to get past Patero into center field. Chester Cheeto will pick it up. Can you imagine lemon-flavored Cheetos? Here's Frank White. Frank struck out his first time up. Morris has struck out 6. And somehow didn't get thrown out when he nailed Alex Concepcion. White swings into shallow left center. Lemon rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. Two out for Sundberg, who got hit by a pitch and scored. So Sundberg gives Morris the stink eye as he digs in. This time he hits it into right field. Gibby will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. Kansas City leaves a runner on. We go to the 5th, 3-1 Royals. So Darrell Evans, who hasn't played third since he wore a Braves uniform, I believe. 2 for 7 on the year. That's 286 and 2 runs scored. D. Scott Howard, where you been, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Pitch to Evans. That's into left field. Motley will make the catch. 1 out. Here's Patero. He struck out his first time up. And somewhere in the bowels of Royal Stadium, Lou Whitaker is trying to find those pictures, whatever Chris has on Sparky Anderson. Struck him out. He got him twice in a row now. An 0-2 change on the outside corner. Glad you're doing well. 2 out for Brookins, who started this game with a home run and then struck out. He's 1 for 2. Oops, I forgot to do the numbers for Black. Oh, we can do it again because somebody from Gladstone, Missouri made that catch. 18 batters deep, 80 pitches for Black, 4 2/3 innings. The one hit was a solo homer from Brookins to start the game. He has walked 3 and struck out 5. I might, any chance I'm going to call it, yeah. What would you like? I really enjoyed that. That was so much fun. Pitch to Brookins. He lost him on a walk. Here's Trammell. Allen has walked. He's 0 for 1. If you buy the pocket pennant run baseball, it comes with all 28 Negro League seasons. But yeah, that was fun. Can you imagine the Pittsburgh Crawfords playing in Major League Baseball in 34? There are 5 Hall of Famers on that team. Pitch to Trammell. Here's a line drive to center. Wilson is there. Makes the catch. And you get the commercial. No runs, no hits, no errors. Halfway home on a Friday here in snowy Vermont. 3-1 Kansas City. As soon as I can find where the hell my mouse is. I appreciate that, John. I've had the chance to talk with him, and I can't remember his name now. Just an absolutely wonderful human being. I thought of him when Buck O'Neil finally, got the call, or his family got the call that he was going in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the Negro League Museum in Kansas City is a must visit if you get out there. And what that man has done to preserve the legacy of the Negro Leagues, he should be in the Hall of Fame too. Here's how we got here if you joined us late. Tom Brookins started the ball game. It's not over, hockey dude. Tom Brookins hit a solo shot to start the ball game, 1-0 to Tigers. Marty Castillo for the Tigers gets ejected in the third when he holds back Onyx Concepcion after Jack Morris hit Concepcion. Willie Wilson hit a 2-run triple to score both the runners that Jack Morris hit to make it 2-1. Then Pat Sheridan brought him home on a single to make it 3-1. And that's where we stand. Morris has thrown a 3-hitter. He's pitched well, but has hit 2 batters and started a fight. Bud Black has thrown a 1-hitter through 5. And that was the solo shot to start the game by Tom Brookins. He just came in at the right place at the right time. Black has walked 4 and struck out 5. D. Scott says it's the first day he'll be able to drive the last 2 blocks of my house since it snowed on Christmas Eve. You don't get a lot of snow in Washington, are you? At least the goats can keep you warm. Tribe Fan says, don't know what's more depressing, watching an ad with a raccoon stealing a wallet, Reggie Bush overacting. Is that one of those Nissan ads for the Heisman? Or finding out that Sidney Poitier passed away yesterday at the age of 94. Buddy Biancalana makes his first at-bat, and somewhere in New York City, David Letterman is watching. Biancalana 188. Oh, the Wendy's ad for Reggie Bush. 188, a homer, and 6 RBI. Pitch to Buddy. Struck him out. That's 7 for Morris. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. So 18 batters deep. Morris, 72 pitches. 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts. All the runs are earned. Wilson is 1 for 2. He's got himself a triple. He had 21 triples in 85. That's a metric ton. And he's driven in 2. Pitch to Willie. Got him. That's 8 for Morris. Strike 3 called on the curve. So 2 out for Pat Sheridan, 1 for 2. With an RBI and a strikeout. So that hit was a single. Pitch from Morris. That's a line drive to right field in the corner. Garbe should have made it. Gibson will pick it up. Sheridan taking his time. He's going for 2. The throw. Trammell can't get him. As Sheridan is in, standing up. That's the 4th hit for the Royals, and that'll bring up George Brett. George is 0 for 2. And they're going to walk Brett. So the Tigers intentionally walked George Brett to face George Orta, and if you look at the outcome box, that's probably a good idea. Orta has fanned twice. 2 out, bottom of the 5th. Morris steals. Orta slaps out 1 to first. Garbe to the bag, and that will retire the side. So the Royals threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit, they leave 2 on. We go to the 6th, 3-1 Kansas City. So Gibson, Parrish, and Herndon to face Black. Gibby 0 for 2. Kirk right back up the box. Black to first for the out. Here's Parrish. Lance is 0 for 2. And you're wondering why Lance Parrish isn't catching for the Tigers. It's because if you use your DH in the field, the pitcher has to bat, you lose it. And so the Tigers don't want to be batting Jack Morris or whoever comes in after, and so that's why Tom Brookins is in the game as the catcher after Marty Castillo was thrown out. He's 0 for 2. 27 degrees up here by Canada, 50 plus down where the 250 miles from the south. It's 23 here in light snow, Mr. Howard in Burlington, Vermont. Struck him out, a 1-2 on the outside corner. Or Black put one on the black. That's his 6th. 2 out for Herndon. Larry has walked and is 0 for 1. Mr. Ratcast, I believe, has about a half foot of snow on the ground this morning. Into center field. Mr. Wilson makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Paint it black. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-1 KC. Balboni, Motley, and White. 43 in foggy Northern California. DJ not staying at the hotel. And just as a public service reminder, if you stay at the Hotel California, you can check out any time you'd like, but you can never leave. Unless you buy a package of Dodger dogs from Farmer John. Balboni is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Morris pitches. He got him. That's 9. 0-2 strike 3 on the curve. So 1 out for Motley. Darrell is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Darrell pops it up. Lemon, right center field, makes the catch. 2 out for White. Frank is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Morris always tries to pitch to the score. Pitch to White. There's a base hit, left center field. Herndon will pick it up, throw it back in the infield, and Frank's got a 2-out single. 5th hit for the Royals. Sundberg is 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch and scored. Jim into left center. Lemon going way back there. I think he'll get it. He will. There's a lot of ballpark here. And that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. The Royals leave a runner on. We go to the 7th. 3-1 Kansas City. So Lemon, Garbey, and Evans to face Bud here in the 7th. Well, I've lived in southern New Mexico. 40 for Arizona is cold. It is the metaphysical equivalent of what it will be here Monday morning, which is -4. It's supposed to get down to 4 tonight. Imagine that. It's going to get cold in Vermont in January. But I always love when the PGA Tour goes to Arizona in early February, and all those people who play and train down south because you can golf year-round are out there in ski caps on a 40-degree day. I'm in shirt sleeves. Pitch to Lemon, who's 0 for 2. Got him! That's 7 for Black. Strike 3 called, 1 out. Currently 19 on the banks of Lake Erie, and it feels like 3 degrees. Time and temperature, 12:45 Eastern Time. Are you in need of a mortgage for your house? Well, don't call me. But they sponsored this time and temperature check. Garbey is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and because they've already burned Darrell Evans after the fight, I'm not sure what they'll do with him. I think he's got a bat. He will. And he gets plunked. Uh-oh. Garbey and Black exchange some words. Black gives him some blue words, and Garbey goes to first for Darrell Evans, who's 0 for 1. Garbey not a threat to steal. Line drive foul right side, and somebody from Independence makes that catch. The count is a ball and 2 strikes. Black isn't going to go the distance today, but they'd like him to get through the 7th. Pitch to Evans. Darrell swings, and that's a base hit into right field. Sheridan will pick it up. Garbey will hold it second. -10 Celsius in southern Ontario and the London area. So after the currency conversion, Alexa, what is -10 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
-10 degrees Celsius is 14 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thank you.
Anytime. Literally.
So now you know. Here's Patero. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. The ponds are getting frozen in the Golden Triangle. Patero stays in the game and strikes out. That's number 8. He chased a 2-2 out of the zone, and that'll bring up Brookins. So Black, through his first 27 batters, 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits, the home run to Brookins to start the game. He has walked 4 and struck out 8. And these two teams don't like each other, we've determined. Sundberg tells Black, don't hit him. Black obliges. There's a slow bounder over the mound, right over to first, and it's stretch time. 3-1 Royals. $14's fine, Brad, just because you live down south. And, of course, when everyone watches later, their Amazon speaking materials will give that exact same answer, 14. Mr. Howard says, I think it'd be funny if the Washington football team announced their new name to be the Guardians. The Admirals, and remember, there's a Navy Yard in Potomac. I think that fits. I like Red Hogs. You could be Red Hots. It could be a hot dog team. You imagine if you had Deion Sanders as the coach? Buddy Biancalana struck out and scored. Now, the reason why he did that was that he was the pinch runner when Concepcion tried to charge Jack Morris. Biancalana hits a ground ball to third. Evans is a terrible fielder. Safe. Reggie could be the manager. He's actually a big part of the operation for the Houston Astros, isn't he? Isn't he like an assistant GM or something like that? It's more than just a showboat job for Reggie. Although, yeah, you wouldn't want to be the Washington Generals. Now, wouldn't that be something? I don't think Dan Snyder is that slow. A lot of people think it'll be something Hogs, as they are announcing on the Today Show on Groundhog Day, because, you know, Coda Hotby and Savannah Guthrie really care about that. Willie is 1 for 3, by the way. He's got his first triple of the year, driven in 2 and scored. And a strikeout. Morris through 27 batters, 6+ innings, 115 pitches, 6 hits, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. Throw to first, Biancalana's not going anywhere. Jackson is a special advisor to the Houston owner. Use softer garbage cans. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Pitch to Wilson. Gets away from Brookins, and Biancalana will move up 90. So 3-0 to Wilson. And Biancalana goes to second, and it's already 3-1 Kansas City. At least the name of the DC football team will be more relevant than if a stupid groundhog sees its shadow. You are beyond correct, sir. At least the groundhog sees its shadow more often than Washington makes the playoffs. Ooh! I believe that they felt that burn up in southern Ontario. Pitch to Wilson. They're going to walk him. So Morris is right on the limit here. Sheridan 2 for 3. Single, double RBI, and a strikeout. 3-1 Royals. Nobody out. Bottom of the 7th. Brookins and Morris trying to get on the same page. Morris's pitch. Got him. That's 10. As you can see from that 80-point graphic. He swings and misses on the curve, and that bit of logic worked for the Tigers. Here's Brett. 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. So both of Morris's walks today were of the intentional variety. That wouldn't bring any controversy up if you go on to the Today Show and say, screw it! We're still the Skins. Brett into left center. Lemon will make the catch. Biancalana goes back to second and will... Oh, I'm managing. So, no, I'm not going to force it. 2 out. Here's Orta. Orta is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Morris delivers, and there's a ground ball to Patero. Over to Garbey, and that will retire the side. Royals strand 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. Go to the 8th, 3-1 KC. Yes, Brad. I like the Hogs. Sounds appropriate in the city with the most pork. One of you smart people suggested the Washington red tape. I like that one as well. Trammell is 0 for 2 with a walk. Black probably gets a base runner. So, yeah, the K-Streeters. Pitch to Trammell. There's a base hit. Sheridan will pick it up. And Trammell will hold it first. And so they'll give him Gibson. And I think that'll be it. Did Washington do nothings? Yes. They could tell the Today Show name change. What name change? And look, if you don't change your name, we're bringing back Bryant Gumbel. Pitch to Gibson. Struck him out. That's 9 for Buddy, and that will be it. So everyone's had some time off. And here comes Dan Quisenberry with 1 out in the 8th. This will become his game. The Federals, that was the name of the USFL team, wasn't it? So Quisenberry is making his 3rd appearance. He's 32. Fastball at 83. Now. Let's not get hasty. Ground ball plus pitcher. He got a save, his only decision, kind of. That came on opening day against the Jays. We had him on the 10th. He went 2 innings, allowed 3 hits through 31 pitches and a strikeout. So 3 2/3 innings for Quiz, 6 hits and a strikeout with that save. And I think I read you the rest of the stuff that matters. So a second save situation. Trammell on first for Parrish, who was 0 for 3. Wow. I won't read it, but it's funny. Pitch to Parrish. Struck him out. Quiz got him on it 0-2. 2 out for Herndon. Larry's 0 for 2 with a walk. It'll be Balboni, Motley, and White for the Royals in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Herndon. There's a fly ball center field. Wilson will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Well, we're going to let Morris go till he gets a hit. I'm concerned about how long if the AI thing got fixed with that. It'll be Balboni, Motley, and White. Steve is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Morris's pitch, ball 4. Well, I gotta go in and fix it. The Redskins were originally from Boston. They played at Fenway Park. And New England is just loaded with Native American tribes. All right. We're going to go with Willie. We're going to go with... Lopez. So I'm not sure that's been fixed. Anywho, Aurelio Lopez went 3-7 with 5 saves in real life with an ERA of 4.80. He pitched in one of the games against Cleveland 2/3 of an inning, 9 pitches, and struck out a batter. 87-mile-an-hour fastball. He's 37 years old and a fly ball pitcher. I would imagine it probably was an offshoot of the Braves. It was not uncommon for football teams to name themselves after their baseball counterparts. The Steelers at one point were the Pirates. In fact, Pittsburgh's NHL team was named the Pirates. There was the Brooklyn Dodgers of the NFL. The New York Yankees had an NFL team at one point. I don't think it's the same thing. So it wouldn't be unusual. But pro football in Boston was just a non-starter. And so they moved to D.C., they moved into Griffith Stadium, and they became an institution in Washington. But yes, they played, I want to say, 3 years at Fenway. Darryl Motley is 1 for 3 with a strikeout, by the way. Runner on first is Balboni. Motley into right center. Lemon will make the catch. Well, just to tell you how afraid, when the Sullivans started in the AFL with the Patriots, the Giants were such a force on television that the Patriots, their first couple of years, tried whatever they could not to play their home games on a Sunday. Frank White is 1 for 3 with a strikeout, because more people would watch the Giants on television than make the trip out to Fenway. Why are the Pirates called the Pirates? Because they arg. Thanks. Pitch to White is 1 for 3. There's a line drive down the line left. It's going to go all the way in the corner. Herndon will fish it out. Balboni was going so slow that White nearly passed him, but the umpires weren't paying attention because somebody touched the ball. A fan reached over and touched the ball, and the umpires didn't see white past Balboni. So it's a ground rule double, and the Royals get away with one. Here's Sundberg. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Lopez deals into center field. That should score Balboni. Steve tags and scores without a throw, and it's 4-1. Yeah, the Alleghenies was their original name. And so someone who is a good football historian would give you a specific reason why they went with the Redskins, because there's nothing really in New England that says that. But to get back to pro football and Boston being a non-starter, until probably the late 70s when the Patriots became a good team for a while. When they left Boston, they really had no place to play. They played a year at Harvard. Yeah, the John Hanna era, I think, started it. They won the division in 76, and they made the playoffs in 78. Biancalana, by the way, 1 for 2. He is singled, scored, and struck out. Lopez deals. Biancalana in the right field. Gibson reaches over, but that's foul. 1-2. That when the Patriots finally got a permanent home, they were actually kind of wondering whether Providence would be better. And so just to kind of hedge their bets, they went with this tiny little town called Foxborough. I mean, there really wasn't anything there before the Patriots because it was halfway between Boston and Providence. And I know that those who became football fans after that first Super Bowl win would just think that the Patriots were the Cowboys. And in a way, today that they are. Yeah, the Rangers in Arlington kind of go with that. That was a compromise because Dallas and Fort Worth both had high-level minor league clubs. Biancalana strikes out, and that will retire the side. Kansas City gets another run on a hit and no errors. We go to the ninth, 4-1 Royals. So Lemon, Garbe, and Evans. Lemon is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. As late as 92, as 1992, and I know that's a long time ago now, the Patriots were going to move to St. Louis. They'd play at Busch and then eventually get into the Trans World Dome. And then Robert Kraft bought the team. Patriots, after the Sullivans, had some horrible ownership. And, I mean, Sullivan Stadium was horrible. But Robert Kraft had a deal in place with Hartford to build a stadium. They were headed for Hartford. Can you imagine that? All those good years in Hartford? But cooler heads prevailed. They got the stadium built out, the Razor built out in Foxborough, and the Patriots have become, again, they are a legendary team in the NFL. Pitch to Lemon as we start the top of the ninth. Ground ball to third. Brett dives from his knees over to first. 1 out. If NFL has equitable revenue sharing, if Green Bay, why not Providence? They got to serve the area. The transportation is decent. As long as they don't steal the great baseball teams next to the Providence Grays. No, trust me, the Patriots' name is never changing now. Scott Zolak, who now is the color guy on the radio. Now, there was some bad times for the Patriots. Pitch to Johnny Grubb is going to pinch it. Johnny is 0 for 12 on the year. Providence won 2 National League pennants in the pre-modern World Series era. For pity's sake. Pitch to Grubb, and he's going to be 1 for 13. That is down the line and right. Sheridan will pick it up. Johnny will go for second, and we're going to do the electric football thing. And Johnny's safe, of course. He's unstanding. 1 out for Evans. Darrell is grateful that the lefty is no longer on the hill. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Pitch from Quiz. There's a chopper down to first. Balboni takes it himself. And there's 2 out. So Kansas City is an out away from going 2-2, and the Tigers are an out away from going 2-2. And if Lou Whitaker doesn't pinch hit here, here's Patero. He's 0 for 3. He has taken the collar. He has struck out all 3 times. He stays in the game, hits a ground ball to Biancalana, and the Royals win this one 4-1. So 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kansas City. Willie Wilson is the MVP, 1 for 3, drove in 2 on the triple. Jack Morris is 0-2 on the year. 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 10. Had plus stuff. Aurelio Lopez pitched the 8th and allowed a hit and struck out a better. Dan Quisenberry gets the save his second. Bud Black goes to 2-0. In fact, Bud Black has both the wins for the Royals. 7 1/3 today, 3 hits. The run, the only run of the game for the Tigers, was a leadoff homer by Tom Brookins. He walked 4 and struck out 9. Quisenberry, a 5-out save, gave up a hit and a strikeout. Of the 5 players who are eligible for the Hall but not in already and are among the top 10 all-time in their position in career WAR, Whitaker is 1 of the 5. Thanks, John. Let's tell you about what happened in the rest of the day in baseball on this Saturday the 13th. You know, JT Dutch is avoiding us because the Indians are 2-2. They beat the Yankees. Blyleven beat the Yankees 4-3. Chris Bando, of all people, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Indians are 2-2. The Yankees are 0-4. The Reds beat the Mets 3-2. Tom Browning his first win. Ed Lynch takes a loss. Ted Power gets the save. Red Sox are 4-0. Well, Cam Boyd 2-0 on the year. Floyd Bannister 0-1. Wade Boggs 3 for 4 with the stolen base. The Cubs pound out 17 hits and beat Steve Rogers 12-1. They're undefeated. Scott Sanderson goes to 1-0. Ron Say, his 3rd of the year already, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI. Oakland, Alfredo Griffin, 4 for 4, 3 RBI, and a triple. Oakland 8, California 2. The Blue Jays beat the Orioles 4-3. Dave Steve his first win. Storm Davis falls to 0-2. Lloyd Port Mosby, his first of the year, 3 for 5 and 3 RBI. St. Louis beats Pittsburgh 6-1. Danny Cox goes to 1-0. Tunnel falls to 0-1. Andy Van Slyke, 3 for 4, 2 RBI and a triple. Pittsburgh is looking at him. San Diego gets 10 walks from Atlanta's pitching. They beat the Braves 10-7. Craig Lefferts gets the win. He goes to 1-0. Zane Smith 0-1. Bob Horner, 3 for 5, his second of the year, and a double. Phillies take advantage of 4 Houston errors. They beat the Astros 6-1. Shane Raleigh goes to 1-0. Mathis, not Johnny, goes to 0-1. Mike Schmidt, 3 for 5, 2 RBI, and a triple. Texas goes to 3-1. They beat the Brewers 5-2. Charlie Huff and puffed for a second win. Pete Vukovich falls to 0-1. Paul Molitor, 3 for 5 and a double. The Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela strikes out 10. They beat the Giants 5-3. And Seattle beats Minnesota. I want to make sure I got all my highlights in. 7-3. Jim Beatty gets his first of the year, yet takes the loss. Alvin Davis, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. All right, so who's in the top 5 at second in WAR that I haven't gotten there? Whitaker, Gritch, Rowland, obviously not second, Kenny Lofton, and Bill Dolan. And you can make an argument for, I don't remember Bill Dolan, but if you told me Whitaker, Gritch, and Rowland and Lofton should be in the Hall of Fame, I would agree. Football for you Sunday, it'll be the 49ers and the Rams for the NFC West Championship. Until then, I'm Ron Chuckett. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, everybody.